Pick a game mode that I'm expecting the Ultra to be very well prepared for, it would be Search and Destroy. They do not come across as a team in my mind that would be a little bit lax with not getting that preparation done. I'm expecting them to bring the fire.
Well, it's no sniper in Octane's hands yet, but still watching across from a nice little cheeky angle as the round starts to develop. We mentioned it yesterday, the meta of Search and Destroy can be a little slow at the beginning of the rounds whilst players wait for their dead silence, and then once they've earned that, all of a sudden they can open up the map and try and make elaborate plays.
And there's going to be a couple opportunities potentially for Classic to make a play. He's going to be the most aggressive player on the Ultra. He's actually right above, you can see where Apathy was, but not a ton of movement so far. Plenty of time left on the clock. These players, again, just waiting for that dead silence.
Could be first blood. It could be first blood, and it is. Slacked shuts down Cammy, but then instantly trades ensue. Classic finds one, Looney finds two. Octane did manage to shut down Looney, but Classic instantly with the trade. And now all of a sudden, it's Slacked left by himself for the 1 versus 3. He's going to get a little bit of information, but doesn't find the kill just yet. Can he just at least stay alive, buy himself a little bit of time? Because in terms of time chance, there's a lot of it left in this round.
And just gets tagged up way too much from the side, trying to go for the cross, but Slacked in a tough spot. Maybe if he finds that first kill and the guy that was up top trains, there would have been hope. But a ton of angles that you have on a map like this. Again, You saw Octane off the rip. He's in a perfectly safe spot. He can call it the cross for players going to the A bomb site. You have another man watching the cross from basically the exact same spot, watching the cross towards B. It is very easy to get information on Gunrunner.
And honestly, big credit there, that last round for me, for Looney and Classic. They played the trade game absolutely perfectly. Looney was able to find 2, and Classic there to clean up as well. A 2-1 start for Looney and 2-0 for Classic.
And this is a very interesting strategy coming out from the Surge. Not even picking up the bomb. Someone eventually is going to go back to get it. Meanwhile, Looney's trying to snipe. But you talk about going back to the drawing board. Generally, you want one person to be the bomb carrier. Either way, though, this time, first blood wave Metals.
Because you haven't listened to my Search and Destroy explainer chance. If you plant the bomb, it does tend to help a little bit, but Metals will find 2. Cammy with 1, and once again, Seattle Surge in a little bit of trouble. Now they find themselves 2v5. It's Karma and Octane. Left needing to perform a miracle. Octane will find Metals, but instantly Looney finds the snipe, and it forces Octane into a little bit of a pickle. 1v4, and honestly, there's no chance. No chance at all there. Ultra, they look very well prepared, to your point.
Yeah, absolutely they do. And I don't know if it's them necessarily being prepared or maybe just on the flip side, not so much. Again, any round where you start out and someone has to backtrack, you'll be like, oh yeah, my bad, guys. I need to go pick up that bomb. Generally speaking, at events is not the best time to be trying to figure out who's the bomb carrier for the team. You want to plan that out before. Just a small misstep, though, just giving the players a little bit of crap for the decision. But either way, Ultra, very happy for it. They're up 2-0.
On the Surge side of things, 0-2 app, 0-2, 0-2 enable. A couple of slow starts. Metals 3-1, Looney 3-1 on the other side for the Ultra. And a first blood from Metals. We know he's fast and furious when it comes to Search and Destroy, and he's keeping enable on that donut.
Very nice strategy coming out as well from the Ultra. They already have a pressure on the top side of the map. Control over towards A. You got a couple players. Karma might be able to do some damage trying to fight those players' top steps.
And that's the issue for me there. We didn't get to catch it, but you see it in the kill feed. Classic shuts down App, and he just gets out completely for free. There was a teammate there for Seattle. It was Octane, but he just wasn't in a position to trade it. And you just have to kind of ask yourselves, is the positioning of Seattle just the best possible positioning? Because it just seems Toronto are walking in, cherry-picking kills, and getting away with their lives. There's no quick trades coming through.
And you talk about the positioning. Ultra has already actually gotten quite a bit of control over towards this other site. They got bodies on there. They got players watching the flank. Classic is going to fall. The Looney's there for the trade. Should know the second player's around, but tries to play peek around the Rosies, whatever that game is.
Ring around the Rosies.
Ringer, there you go. And Karma shuts him down.
Well, Cammy and Methods up now just against Karma. Cammy does shut down Slacked. The 1v2. Obviously, time ticking. Really, no chance at all.
Gonna get shut down, and Karma's gonna fall. I don't really know kids' games too well, man. I play Call of Duty, the man's game. But either way, again, Ultra 3-0, and I think right off the rip, you just see a team that's more well prepared. Like the very first blood that came in, Looney's, it's like flashback from like Freight, back in like the Ghost days where it's like sliding across like the red door.
Sure.
One player dives across, the next player comes in and gets the kill. That's exactly what we saw Looney do. Jumps out across the way, his teammate's Metals is right behind him to get that first blood. It's the little things, and then they don't overextend themselves over towards A. They wrap the bound mount, get a nice setup over towards the B site, and just start picking the Surge apart.
And it's those small, intelligent decisions which you've almost just grown to expect from a player like Looney. He really is a very, very talented Search and Destroy player. course, he's not that bad at respawn either, to his credit. But finally, a little bit of life in this game too from Seattle. They will find the first 2 kills, which is going to leave Looney, Methods, and Classic in a 3v5.
Bomb going to be planted as well. Pressure's going to be on the Ultra to go for this retake, but you got Octane with an AR on this rock in the power position. Not an easy man to deal with. You already see Methods gives it a shot, the old college try, but does not last very long, and Classic is going to suffer the exact same fate.
There we go.
Now, Ben, I don't know if you remember something TP was talking about in the pre-show for this. He mentioned, hey, I'd like to see him in Search and Destroy on offense. Group up together, play a little bit closer, be a little bit more aggressive.
It's almost like it works.
What is what they just did? 5 men just go flying. They get the stuns out. You just fly. Pour on the aggression over the opponent, and they make it look easy. You get the bomb down in the first 25 seconds of the round. You got a 2-life advantage. It's free at that point. It's just free.
Oh, can they manage to do the business just on the defensive side? Ultra back on the attack here in round number 5. Octane once again watching the cross. This time going to play a little more aggressively as a rare miss from Looney. However, elsewhere on the map, Classic has shut down Apathy for first blood. Apathy at a 2 and 4 stat line. Cammy looking to maybe try and make a play over towards B.
Players for the Ultra spread across the map. They're just playing for picks right now with a man advantage. They do have the time to play with. You can see if Looney can hit a snipe, maybe Methods can even make a play. He is going to be on the flank, and these shots are getting set down, and this is just an opening for Methods. He is completely behind enemy lines, and it might be a few seconds away if we can start shooting players in the back.
And Metal's trying to open things up a little bit. Of course, it is a 5 versus 4 in favor of Toronto Ultra, but you need to try and push forward. Octane was defending B, now trying to push forward. Of course, he does have his teammate now, Karma, with him, and Octane's going to spot and get a ton of information. Now the smokes are going to pop. This is where the kills have to come through. Octane finds the first. Instantly, the trade comes through, but Enable, he snuck up ramp and almost was able to make the play. Now, surely Ultra should be able to close this out.
Yeah, just one man standing for Slackton. We saw 1v3 earlier. I think it was Wuskins that pulled it off, but this one might be a little bit more difficult to bring to the table. Has an open if he can find a pick pretty quickly, but there's just not a lot of room for him to make a play. Be inside showers, and that bomb's getting planted. Slack, you see him crouching. That means it's not likely he is dead silence. It makes it so much more difficult.
I mean, Methods should be able to spot him any second here. There it is. The kill comes through. An almost impossible task ahead of him.
Yeah, and you can only see it on the mini-map. We never actually pulled it up, but Methods again on that flank. He was behind enemy lines for 30 seconds, and as soon as the gunfight started, that's when he pops out and gets that first kill on Octane or whoever it was. And then as soon as that happens, the Surge know we're getting pinched from every single angle. Methods is behind us, players over in showers, players in front of us at the forest, and it makes it impossible to win those gunfights. A perfectly executed round. Again, pretty much, from the Ultra.
And everyone on Ultra, statistically, as you can see, playing extremely well. It's Enable having a slow start for Seattle. 0 and 4 could maybe be the first James Bond of the COD League.
And I would be shocked if that happens.
Well, only 3 more deaths. You never know. As we hop on board now with Metals, as he makes his way through Vent. There's Enable, and I mean, he didn't even shoot back.
No need to. I mean, if you just accept your fate when you got Metals coming through for these first bloods, why bother to even lay down damage? But Metals has been on point in that exact area. I think last time we saw him there a few rounds ago, he was able to pick up 2 kills then, does the same thing now in Surge. They just look lost. They're shooting circles everywhere on the map. They don't know where the enemy is. Yeah. Ultra, again, perfectly executed rounds. The Surge have nothing to work with. If I'm trying to do the math in my head, they've won 4 rounds so far in 3 games total of Search and Destroy on the weekend. If they're down by 5, that means they're, what, 4 and 17 in round count.
This is maybe starting to become a little bit of a concern for Seattle, just that Search and Destroy. I mean, I think everyone kind of mentioned it. Yep, Search may be a little slow at the start of the season for them, but you would at least hope some of the games would be closer than this, because Toronto Ultra have just completely whitewashed Seattle Surge here in Game 2. And now just 1 round away from tying up the series, but a first blood does come through for Seattle Surge. There's a second as well.
It's trying to find something with the grenade, and well, he does connect, but the EOD a little bit too strong. And actually might have the angle on that player. Maybe wasn't quite able to spot him, but either way, you're working from a 3 versus 5. Surge finally able to get a little bit of life. They have complete map control as much as they want. And Well, now the pressure's on the Ultra, but someone's actually making a flank. Yeah, Classic just able to sneak through enemy lines. Water was completely open, but Enable is able to get off the donut cam, does find a kill to keep the odds for his team ever so briefly.
All of a sudden, could this be doable for Toronto Ultra? 2v3, Metals, Classic versus Apathy, Karma, and Octane. Of course, the bomb still does need to go down. Plenty of time, and as we say that, bomb planted, 40 seconds. Seattle, of course, have to rotate now and try and get the defuse.
And Seattle has to go fast because there's a lot of bomb check spots that are tough to kind of clear out. Well, Metal's able to find the first one. He's always able to find two. His teammates there from the trade. Comes down to the 1v1 in Apathy, able to win the gunfight. A near 3 versus 5 that the Ultra were almost able to pull off, but Apathy, by the grace of God, with his dad hands, was able to pick up those 2 kills at the very end. But I'll tell you, a round like that, that makes me so nervous for the search and destroy gameplay of the Surge, because I mean, even like the first kill that Classic was able to find, he just walks through water, goes and flanks through the vents, and just shoots a player in the back. You have 5 men alive. All of them should just be watching each other's backs. There's just a blatant hole in that setup. And it's little things like that that eventually you're just going to start to get punished. And again, I mean, shout out to Apathy just for picking up the kills, but a nerve-wracking round for the Surge fans.
Seattle Surge survive, but still, Toronto Ultra in such a good position. A 5-2 lead, just needing one more round, but Slack's going to make it a little more difficult. Finds a first blood. Looney will have all the information on the cross, and he's also going to find Octane as well. Classic will find Slack, and instantly Apathy wants to try and make the play. And for Seattle Surge, it's Enable up with Karma versus Methods, Classic, and Metals. And Enable will fall. Karma for the 1v3. Pre-fires, great read. Can he somehow find the kill? Karma now forces a 1v1, but as he scurries away, Metals, quick on his feet, finds the trade, and that chance will be that.
And a dominating search and destroy performance. That's why it's been highlighted from the start. The respawns for Surge are going to be incredibly important because the search right now is just not there.